Breaking news now at 7. Miami-Dade police have just released new body cam video of officers detaining Miami Dolphins player Tyreek Hill in Miami Gardens. Police Director Stephanie Daniels says she released it to be transparent and maintain the public's trust. Let's get right to CBS News. Miami's Jim Barry live in the newsroom right now. Jim, only minutes ago you saw the video for yourself.
Lauren, that is absolutely correct. And the clip that I'm about to show you lasts a little over a minute long. It shows the confrontation between Hill and 3 members of the Miami-Dade Police Department. Take a look.
Hey, don't knock on my window like that, man. Don't knock on
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window like that, no.
Like what?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here.
Don't knock
that
on
way you
my
can lower it and talk to
Just
you.
get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do.
Keep it down. Hey! Keep your window down. Hey! Keep your window down.
Don't tell me what.
Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Give me that.
Get out of the car.
Give me that. I'm gonna break that freaking window.
Get out of the car.
I'm finna get out.
Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out.
I'm finna get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Damn. What part of blood is doing this time? Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, dude. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out.
Are they working on another clip? Yeah, it's gonna come first.
So again, this is the early stages of this confrontation that Miami Dolphins star wide receiver Tyreek Hill had yesterday with members of the Miami-Dade Police Department.
In other news today, body cam footage from that traffic stop of a Miami Dolphins football player is out, and it turns out 3 players found themselves having run-ins with cops that day. Tyreek Hill was stopped by officers and forced to the ground. And when 2 of his teammates stopped to see what was going on, one of them also ended up in handcuffs, prompting many to ask if the cops went too far. Here's Amber Cogliano.
It's the just-released police body cam footage from the traffic stop involving Miami Dolphins superstar Tyreek Hill.
Hey, don't knock on my window like that, man.
Things go wrong from the first moments of the encounter.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window like that, though.
As one cop walks away, you can hear him tell his colleague it's Tyreek Hill. Hill is ordered out of the car, or they say they'll break the window.
Give me that. I'm gonna break the window.
Get out of the car.
He yanks Hill out of his $300,000 McLaren sports car and puts his knee on Hill's back. We showed the video to former NYPD detective David Sarney, now a professor at the John Jay College of Criminal Justice.
How did both sides fail here?
Tyreek should have been more compliant, just kept the window open.
Okay.
Keep your window down.
Then it got aggressive. You could see the actions of the police went a little bit over the line for a summons for excessive speed at that point.
Hill was ordered to sit.
I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I'm not going to tell you again to leave.
Hill's teammate Calais Campbell saw what was going on and tried to intervene. He was also placed in handcuffs, but just for a few minutes. The team is expressing support for the players. We are saddened by the overly aggressive and violent conduct. It is both maddening and heartbreaking to watch the very people we trust to protect our community use such unnecessary force and hostility towards these players. But the police union says Hill was not immediately cooperative. It is always best to obey lawful police orders and complain later. Appearing on CNN last night, Hill tried to explain why he was reluctant to lower the car window.
If I let my window down, like people walking by, driving by, they gonna notice that it's me, and they gonna start taking pictures. And I didn't want to create a scene at all.
Gail.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha, Quadash. Double honors to the head apostle, Nettles, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim that are pushing this truth all over the 4 corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. This is brother Mathathiah from the GMS Virginia camp. And I want to do a quick video concerning this guy, Tyreek Hill of the Miami Dolphins. You know, what you just saw him get drug out of his car for being non-compliant, which he was pulled over for a a simple speeding violation, and he proceeded to give those police officers a hard time. Now let's get some bio on this guy, Tyreek Hill. It says Tyreek Hill is an American professional football player, wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins of the National Football League. So he's in the NFL. And, you know, it was reported that he was speeding through traffic, and the police, basically, from what I've seen, were going by the book, at least at the beginning stages of this traffic violation pullover. Now let's skip to back to this clip real quick, and I want to play this scene.
Hey, don't knock on my window like that, man. Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Don't knock on my window. Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Knock on my window like that.
You know, so he's being confrontational. You know, the police officer is asking him questions that are easily answerable, and this nigga then came out of his mouth to the police officer, "Don't knock on my window like that." Who does Jake think he is? And this type of mindset is upon a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This non-compliant, rebellious type spirit. Okay. You know, and these professional athletes, Jake in that you know, that Hollywood and that professional sports world, they walk around with a chip on their shoulder, and they think they're better than everybody.
Your seatbelt on. Don't knock on my window. Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Knock on my window like that, no. Like what? Don't knock on my window like that. Why you have it up? Don't knock on my window like that. Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here. Don't knock. Now we can lower it and talk to you. Just get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, man. Do what you gotta do. Keep it down. Hey. Keep your window down.
If I was a police officer, I'd do the same goddamn thing. You know, here it is. The police tell you to roll your window down, and you're gonna roll the shit back up. And before that, you're gonna give the police all type of mouth and kickback off of a simple question, a simple task that you could have done, and this could have, you know, resulted in you not having to go through this whole arrest, as well as your teammates getting arrested. Your car probably got impounded, and this whole big scene, and you probably, you know, on down the line, you might even get a fine from the NFL. Okay, so this easily could have been avoided. All right, now let's go to Romans the 13th chapter real quick. Got a couple precepts lined up. I also want to play another clip. This is Romans 13:1. It says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh." So the powers that be, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has put these powers in the position that they are, you know, and in this captivity that we're in, he has put Esau Edom in rulership over us. And, you know, the laws of the land, the police, these various different task force, etc., are all being set up to govern over you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, "Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh." And this is what you see Tyreek Hill doing. He's resistant. He thinks because of his status that he's okay and everything's going to be all good, and he's above the law. Well, he sure did find out, right? You know, he found out quick. He found out quick. It says, Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. And see, Jake doesn't understand that they're under the curses. You know, a lot of these Jakes think because they have some type of status, some type of title, some type of position on the earth, because they got a little bit of money in their pocket, that they're not subject unto the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right, it don't matter what your status is. It don't matter what your geographical position on the earth. All you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are still under the curses. All right, let's go to Baruch, the 3rd chapter real quick. This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. And it reads, Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, and we are scattered all over the four corners of the earth. It says, for a reproach and a curse. We're still under those curses. We're still looked down upon, no matter. And these police officers knew who you were. So they knew they just weren't pulling some everyday average nigga, so to speak, out the car and putting handcuffs on them. They knew that you were Tyreek Hill. They knew you played for the Miami Dolphins. All right? These police officers watch football games. They go to the football games. They watch them on the TV with their family. Hey, these same niggas was cheering for you running down the field with a football with the pigskin in your hand. Okay? They knew exactly what they were doing. All right? It says, Behold, we were yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power, Yahweh. Yeah, these police officers knew exactly who you were, and they operated and conducted themselves in the fashion that you see in these two video clips, all right? Now, I will say this, the two police, 2, 3, or 4, how many of the police officers were out there, they did use excessiveness, all right, for the most part, but Tyreek Hill provoked that. You provoked that excessiveness, Now, let's play this clip as well, because, Tyreek Hill proceeds to give a reason for his actions, which is just pure comedy.
Later, appearing on CNN last night, Hill tried to explain why he was reluctant to lower the car window.
If I let my window down, like people walking by, driving by, they gonna notice that it's me, and they gonna start taking pictures. And I didn't want to create a scene at all.
He said he don't want to create a scene at all. Well, you sure did create a scene, my man. All right.
Later, appearing on CNN last night, Hill tried to explain why he was reluctant to lower the car window.
If I let my window down, like people walking by, driving by, they gonna notice that it's me, and they gonna start taking.
He could have came up with a whole lot better excuses than that bullshit that he just pulled out of his ass. All right. You didn't want to roll your window down because people might see you. Nah, man, because if that was the case, you wouldn't have gave that officer all that kickback, okay? You could have easily proceeded to tell the officer that, man. Especially with all the various things in the last couple of years that have been looming around, the arrest of Jake and the excessive aggressiveness of these cops towards Jake preceding these arrests, all right? Let's go over to Matthew, the 5th chapter, and let's go down to the 25th verse real quick. It says, Agree with thine adversary quickly, and that's exactly what Tyreek Hill did not do. He did the complete opposite. All right, it says, Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge. And that's what happened. You see him, he went in cuffs. He went from the comfort of that McLaren to the harsh heat of that pavement, onto the back seat of that police car, downtown to his local jail, which proceeded to be brought before the judge up on charges, which he was later out let on bail, of course. It says, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Okay, now let's jump over to Sirach, the 9th chapter, and let's go down to the 13th verse, and it reads, Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill. All right, because these police officers, they got the power to kill you and be justified for it. All right, there's certain procedures that they go by, there's certain procedures that they follow, and there's certain things that you have to abide by as well, according to the laws of the land. And if you don't abide by those various different things, they do have the power to use not only excessive force, but violence, okay? And they're very quick to use excessive and aggressive force and violence against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. If this was a, Edomite driving in that McLaren, this very well could have gone a very different direction. All right. It says, "Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill, so that thou so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault." All right. Tyreek Hill made a fault. You know, you didn't get out the car. You gave all type of kickback to the police officer. You know, it says, and basically you were trying to make the police officer's job. You were trying to restrict his job, and plus you did it. This wasn't just some cop that came up to you solo. He came up to you with other police officers. So here now you provoked him, belittled him in front of his fellow officers. So he felt okay. He had to make a decision, to perform in front of his fellow police officers. Okay. It says, "Lest he take away thy life presently." All right. It says, "Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city." That's right. We're constantly, dealing with the snares and traps that Esau has put before us. Okay. And we have to be, wise, concerning, you Akim and you few Akwath. All right. In this world that we live in. Matter of fact, let's get the precept for that real quick. Let's see, I just read this earlier. It's Psalms, the 10th chapter. This is Psalms chapter 10, and let's go down to verse 8. It says, "He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, and in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor." See, his eyes are privately set against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. These cops that see Jake riding around in McLarens and Lamborghinis and real nice cars, they don't like that shit. Here it is, they ain't getting paid too much, $40,000, $50,000 a year. They're barely making ends meet. And they see Jake riding past them in cars that are worth more than their house. Okay, hey, they're real quick to pull you over for the most minor infractions. All right, you best believe that. You best believe that you're a target. Okay, which we are all targets, but you're even more so a target. Flaunting your riches in that type of manner. Now, there's nothing wrong with riding around in a nice vehicle, a nice car at all, but let's keep reading on. It says, "He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch them. It's like he doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net." They set up these various different laws. And we're all guilty of, breaking these laws of the land. The way they set up these speed traps and whether they set up these laws concerning the speed limit is 45 and next minute is 25 and next minute is 55. You got to be on your P's and Q's out here driving and not get various different speeding and parking tickets, etc. But the thing is, all right, the point to take from this is, being in this wisdom, knowledge, and truth, we handle and conduct ourselves appropriately concerning police officers and the laws of the lands, the ordinances that have been set above us, like we read in Romans the 13th chapter. Okay, we're not about to give the cops all type of kickback and this and that. At the end of the day, if you felt you were wrong, handle that like you're supposed to in court. All right, bring your evidence out, present it before the judge. And Lord willing, you'll be found in the right. If not, hey, oh well, there's only so much we can do. We're in captivity. We're slaves. And that's what a lot of our people fail to realize, that they are in captivity and they're under the punishments of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, let's go to, matter of fact, let's go to Micah, the 2nd chapter. And then I want to go to Isaiah, the 30th chapter. This is Micah 2 and 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction." And Jake is trying with everything he's got to make this place his rest. He's trying with everything he's got, to become one, with this system, the society, and Esau Edom. But it is not possible. It's let's jump to Isaiah the 30th chapter. This is Isaiah 30 and 9. You know, because this this type of attitude and this type of spirit that Tyreek Hill has, a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have this type of spirit. You can't be told nothing. You can't be corrected. You know, the scripture speaks about him that hateth rebuke. Okay, matter of fact, let's jump to that. Because a lot of our people, they hate rebuke. Hey, man, a lot of Israelites that know they're Israelites hate rebuke, okay, because of their pride. And, you know, Tyreek Hill has that pride demon on him, which, you know, a lot of, majority of these jakes making that type of money and have that type of status have that type of pride on them as well. All right, let's go to Proverbs, the 15th chapter. This is Proverbs chapter 15 and 10. It says, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Okay, he very easily could have lost his life, all right, just because he simply didn't roll his window down. Hey, Jake's been killed for lesser than what Tyreek Hill did, all right? We'll put it that way. Let's go to Isaiah, back to Isaiah the 30th chapter, and let's go down to the next verse. It says, this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Okay? So, you know, this type of spirit that Jake has on them. All right? You know, they're rebellious. All right? They will not hear, all right, the instructions from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. They don't want to hear what the prophets have to say. All right? They don't want to hear the truth. Okay? On down to the laws of the land. Because the prophets are out here telling you to listen to the ordinances, the law, you know, abide by the laws of the land, you know, when they, you know, coincide with the laws of the Lord. All right. We're telling you to, you know, don't go out here and wild out, you know, break laws, commit crimes, you know, be confrontational with the police. But our people don't want to hear that, man. All right. They don't want to hear the instructions from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And these instructions which come from the Holy Scriptures are life. They want to do it their own way. Okay? Let's go to, matter of fact, let's close out on Jeremiah, the 4th chapter. And let's see what the NLT says on this one. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. You know, as he was getting drugged down to the ground, he said, I just got a knee surgery. Them cops don't give a fuck about your knee surgery. You didn't say nothing about no knee surgery when you was behind that tinted window talking about don't tap on my window. As soon as you get drug out that car, now your countenance and your voice change up. Where was that tough guy spirit that was behind that tinted window of that McLaren? As soon as you get dragged out, that tough guy shit went out the window. You found out how real it was. You was being dealt with like an average nigga, all right? And they knew who you was, okay? And they still handled you like that, okay? That should tell you something, Jake. Esau don't give a fuck your position or status on the earth, all right? And these curses follow you wherever you go, and no matter how much you make. Let's go to Jeremiah, the 4th chapter. I want to see what it says in the NLT. This is Jeremiah chapter 4, and let's go to verse 22. This is Jeremiah 4:22. It says, my people are foolish and do not know me, says the Lord. They are stupid children who have none understanding. They are clever enough at doing wrong, but they have no idea how to do right. And that's what Tyreek Hill was trying to do, trying to be clever at doing wrong, doing the wrong thing. All right? The majority of our people are sottish, man. They're stupid. All right? They just, you know, have a rebellious spirit on them and a non-agreeable type attitude. Okay? Let's read that in the KJV. For my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children. All right? It says, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. You would think Jake, with all the things that have happened in the last couple of years, with Jake getting deleted over, simple traffic stops, even getting deleted for, abiding by the law, being innocent, so to speak. You think Jake would have a certain type of mannerism with these police pullovers and these police stops after the police even told you that they were gonna use excessive force. Hey, Jake deserved everything he got. Hey, Lord willing, that was edifying. To the next time, Shalom.